I Hate the News is the weekly news bulletin from I Hate Politics podcast, a show about a human activity we love to hate. I'm Sunil Dasgupta. It's November 11th, 2025. Democrats swept the election November 4th, and then 8 of them voted with Republicans in the U.S. Senate to end the federal shutdown without securing the healthcare subsidy they were fighting for. In Maryland, Attorney General Anthony Brown has maintained a voluminous count of lawsuits against the Trump administration, the last over moving the proposed FBI building out of Prince George's County. Pressure on Maryland Senate President Bill Ferguson to allow midterm redistricting grows inside and outside the state. He has spoken sternly against doing so. MCPS issues a detailed FAQ on immigration response protocol. We will have details. The closure of Silver Spring International Middle School has made many in the community upset. We will talk to longtime art teacher Lisa Jennings about how it is affecting teachers and staff. News from up north. Washington County Humane Society is offering $10,000 in reward for information on the cat killer of Boonsboro. And more. Stay with us.
I Hate Politics is brought to you by UMBC's Political Science Program, where you'll learn to shape public policy, impact communities, and function at the center of modern society. Learn more at shadygrove.umbc.edu.
You're still on to me when I'm alone, and then I start to feel it creeping up inside. I told myself that this was the last time. I think I'm losing my mind.
I Hate Politics is a podcast about our neighborhoods, workplaces, schools and streets, and our local governments as they function in diverse and democratic societies. This means our politics are messy, dirty, sometimes corrupt, with often self-serving politicians. But no matter how much we may hate politics, we are never exempt from it, even when we refuse to participate. In fact, the purpose of politics is to keep society functioning precisely when we don't agree with each other, like now. Music for this episode comes from Montgomery County native and now DC-based singer-songwriter Kara Levchenko's 2 new single releases, Animal and Cosmic Love. You can find her and her music at karalevchenko.com. Last week, we did a segment on Delegate Mark Corman of Bethesda calling out the Maryland Department of Transportation for using a federal road design and standards document called the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices to block road improvements. We heard back from Delegate Corman himself.
Hey Sunil, this is Mark Corman. Thank you for covering my recent discussion with the Maryland Department of Transportation and State Highway Administration about the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices. In my remarks, I did make a slight misstatement. The issue is whether the box of an intersection can be painted when a traffic light is present. In my remarks, I stated the opposite. I was asking, could an intersection without a traffic light have its box painted? That's already permissible. The main point is the same, however. We had asked State Highway to paint the box at Wisconsin Avenue, also known as Maryland 355, and Alta Vista Road in Bethesda. And they said no because there was a traffic light present, and they said that was not allowed under the manual. Then they took another look and changed their minds, which I appreciate. And that makes sense because, as I said in my statement, they already have a painted intersection box at Connecticut Avenue, also known as Maryland 185, and Chevy Chase Lake, which is also signalized. So just wanted to set the record straight for my slight misstatement, but the basic point is still accurate, and I still do appreciate State Highway and the Department of Transportation putting in this safety improvement in District 16. Thanks.
We love to hear from you when you like what we do and when you think we have been remiss. This isn't either of those cases, but we do appreciate Mark Corman setting the record straight. It's easy to send us a voice letter, record on your phone, and email the file to producer@ihppod.org. If you send us video, we can extract the audio. No problem. Democratic states, California, Massachusetts, and Maryland, have been at the forefront of the legal fight against the Trump administration. Just Security, a website which tracks anti-Trump lawsuits, says that there are now over 500 lawsuits making their way through the courts. Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown himself has been very active. Will Ford of Maryland Matters recently wrote about the voluminous count of Maryland's federal actions, having talked with Attorney General Brown himself.
Well, the way it looks is about 43 particular lawsuits against the administration that Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown has either led or joined in with other attorneys generals across the country, and about 70 amicus briefs, with basically friends to the court, in support, of various other lawsuits that challenges administration's policies. He openly said it's voluminous, but he sees this, his office must protect Marylanders from the Trump administration's actions.
The website Just Security tracks lawsuits against the Trump administration. Did he give you any sense of how he's making this choice?
His assessment is anything he sees that has an attack on the state of Maryland, he's going to come at it. He's actually also joined in just various letters. I give an example of the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, because of the lawsuit that Donald Trump had put against her personally.
Right, in Georgia.
What Attorney General Brown had highlighted in terms of, he talked about the Key Bridge project, in terms of transportation funding, especially if there have been certain particular pieces of funding and money that was already approved. And then the Trump administration said, nope, we're just going to take it away.
Were there categories that dominated?
It's all over the gamut.
Does he feel like he's winning?
I don't know if it's winning, but he believes he's doing the right thing. As a matter of fact, there was a question asked in terms of, during the press conference last week, it was Thursday, on the lawsuit filed against the administration regarding the FBI. And he basically said, I don't wake up, I'm paraphrasing, I don't wake up thinking that nothing will be done. I wake up thinking that we have a case based on the facts.
Will Ford, good reporting.
Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciate that.
Maryland Senate President Bill Ferguson is under pressure from the governor, the House of Delegates, Democrats in the state, and now Democrats outside the state to allow midterm redistricting in Maryland. When Democrats swept Virginia on November 4th, Ferguson wrote a tweet saying that Democrats don't need to rig the system to win elections, to which his Virginia counterpart, the irrepressible Louise Lucas, said this: "Get our victory out of your mouth while you echo MAGA talking points. Grow a pair and stand up to the president. This is just embarrassing." We will be following any potential redistricting in the state. Pretty clear, though, that if Democrats could have redistricted Republican Andy Harris out of District 1 on the Eastern Shore, they would have by now. Unless somehow the Democratic establishment wants to change the state Supreme Court. The risk involved is that the court could very well, this time, decide to draw its own maps. But we will see.
Life is a duality, rules are a formality built our own reality. We are the life we choose.
Last week, Montgomery County Public Schools Chief of the Division of School Leadership and Improvement, Peter Moran, sent out to all school principals a long-awaited detailed protocol for what to do if there is ICE action in schools. While the general protocol has been known for some time, which is verify ICE officer identity and ask for official documentation, notify MCPS legal counsel, contact student family, ensure the safety of students and staff, inform ICE agents that MCPS does not maintain any record of immigration status. The new document offers details. First, ICE agents should remain in the school office lobby. 2. Get name, badge number, agency, purpose of visit, and proposed action, including warrant information. 3. Call the information in to the Division of Legal Services at 240-740-5600. Also call the Cluster Security Coordinator. 5. If ICE agents ask for a specific student, MCPS staff needs to make sure that there is a valid court order or subpoena. 6. If a student is removed from school, MCPS staff have no obligation to accompany the student. They should inform the family. 7. More generally, MCPS does not provide legal assistance to families. And lastly, 8. Vulnerable families should prepare for standby guardianship. In other MCPS news, the school district, now facing declining enrollments for the next decade, is planning to close down Silver Spring International Middle School, which used to be the old Blair High School. The building has long been in severe disrepair, but the community was hoping to get a brand new school, not closure and the redistribution of students to Eastern and Sligo Creek Middle Schools. That has caused protest in the community. I asked longtime Silver Spring International art teacher Lisa Jennings how teachers and staff are dealing with the announcement.
It's very bittersweet. Obviously, when anything ends that is good, it hurts you. But I also know that, I've been teaching now for 35 years, DC, Virginia, Maryland. And I know that things that are decided are not overnight decisions, first of all. So I think that this is a decision that was probably made a long time ago. And they've tried so many things. I mean, I've been there for a long time. So when I got there, there were 759 kids. And then there was 1,030 kids. And now I think we're down again to in the 900s. But still, there's a lot going on at this school. And I just think that personally, I think they're splitting everybody up. Obviously, that's bittersweet, but could be good too for the kids because we've had overcrowded issues. We have this, that, and the other. The problem is you have such good staff there, and the staff works well together. I mean, even as we bring new teachers on board, they're just the hand picking and the work that they do with the kids is phenomenal. And that's not, that's a tough group to work with. Because you've got kids coming to the country, new to the country. Then you've got French immersion kids who travel to France every year and go to private school for high school. And then you've got the Spanish immersion. And the reason why I've been there for over almost 20 years is because it's like a family. So you're kind of splitting up a family. How are you going to do that? Is it going to be a gradual transition? Or next year, this is what we're asking ourselves in the hall. And I'm listening to teachers talk. Because one thing about the art room, it's kind of the hub. People like to come and cry and talk or whatever. And the biggest issue is you've got a lot of people in leadership positions. What's going to happen to them? They can't go to another school and have the same role that they're in right now that they've worked hard to achieve. I'm retiring in a year or two. For me, I'm just going to be there holding down the fort for as long as I can and assisting as much as I can, but it's not going to affect me as much as a new teacher who moved there and got this job and has these kids and planning their kids coming there so they can be at school with them. The human part of it should have been talked about first before the logistics of why we're doing this, the metro and the pedestrian injuries. The school is old. The school should have been torn down when they did the renovation. I taught at the New Blair when it opened. Every year we have been on this list of possible renovations and we keep dropping. So I knew something was happening about 5 or 6 years ago. I could tell that, okay, are we ever going to be renovated? Are they going to just tear it down? So when I have kids do murals, I always have them do them on plywood. Don't do it on the wall. Do it on plywood.
You knew this?
We've been there a long time. Some of us have been there a long time. There's about 10 of us. When you've been at it long enough, you can tell what's going to happen. I didn't expect the split up of how is that going to happen? That's kind of, I would like to know that.
What is the split up plan as they are telling you now?
They're going to be splitting the kids up to 2 schools, Eastern and to Sligo Middle. Eastern's going to have a brand new school. And then Sligo Middle, they're going to renovate to accommodate the increase in the numbers. The issue is you're going to have kids needing to go to school before these things are accomplished. So are you going to do the learning cottages, portables, trailers, learning cottages? Doesn't that sound so much nicer?
Okay.
Oh, learning cottage 1, learning cottage 2. Doesn't that sound nice? Why does Tacoma Park Middle fit in all this? Why aren't we trickling some kids over there?
Why not?
I don't know. All I heard was Eastern and Sligo Middle. So, and then next year, are they going to allow sixth graders in? Are they going, like, how are you going to, you can't just like stop all of a sudden, everybody goes. Like, how is that happening? And I think that they need to be more transparent about that. And there's going to be a lot of teachers leaving this year or trying to leave. I'm sure that it's going to create a hardship. So at some point, I think that the principal or someone can say, no, I don't want this many people leaving because it's going to, create a hardship at my school.
They would have to be reassigned, right?
I think that is terrifying. You don't want to be assigned. You could be up in Gaithersburg, or you could be up in Germantown, or in Poolsville, or I think that teachers are going to probably be interviewing. You can't be placed. I mean, Eastern has their art teachers already. Flagler Middle has their art teachers already. We got 3 art teachers in our building.
But if you're going to add more students, 300 students, 400 students, you're going to need more teachers.
You don't have to have an art teacher. You could start a different elective. Maybe it'd be better to have a keyboarding class or you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily has to be art. We have a cooking teacher at our school. There's only a few schools in the county that have that program, that FACS program, Family and Consumer Sciences, cooking, home ec. I grew up with home ec. I don't understand why that's not a discussion. Maybe it is, and maybe I missed that meeting.
So these meetings you talk about, who is holding them? Is the principal holding these meetings or the central office holding these meetings?
I think the union has come in and talked. I have been staying away.
So you are planning to retire at your school?
Yeah, that's the plan. Unless my scratch-offs start hitting.
Lisa Jennings, thank you and good luck.
All right, thank you so much.
Among the more gruesome tales you will hear on the news is that of the cat killer of Boonsboro, Maryland. Allison Pritchard is with the Washington County Humane Society.
All the way back in September, we're coming up. Actually, tomorrow will be a full 2 months since the first cat was discovered. It's specifically in the area of Park Hall Road and Amos Reeder Road in Boonsboro. It's a very rural area here in Washington County, a lot of farmland out there. There was a resident who had several outdoor cats, and on September 7th, she found one of her cats deceased on her property, and it had a very particular injury to it. And in the next few days, she discovered 3 additional cats that had similar injuries, and in total, there were 6 cats found belonging to her that either were found dead or had to be humanely euthanized due to the nature of their injuries. And only one that survived that first spate of incidents survived and received treatment and recovered. And then there was another one on September 11th from a different owner. Their cat was also found. This one had a steel-tipped razor blow dart lodged in its eye. And that cat was named Raccoon, and he was brought to us, and he made a full recovery. But all of these cats were shot by a 3 to 5 inch long razor steel-tipped blow dart. And it's very cruel. They were all shot, it seems to be in the eye, in the head region, eye, nose, fractured a skull on one of them. So they're not dying quickly or painlessly. It's very cruel, a cruel, torturous way to harm these animals.
What is the investigation been like?
We've received a lot of tips from the public. Once we put out a reward and we put out a notice to the community, we're in an ongoing investigation partnering with the Washington County Sheriff's Office. And our field service director, Tracy Wiles, is the lead investigator on this case. We've interviewed a few people, but we are still waiting for that physical evidence or piece of information that will give us what we need to successfully prosecute and convict the person responsible.
But do you know where those blow darts were shot from, where the cats died, anything with respect to location, method?
Yeah, so unfortunately, we're not able to tell if the cats left the property of their owner and were shot and then came back, or if they were shot on the property. They were all found on the property, and we don't know if there are more than that and that were never reported or never found. And unfortunately, there are a lot of unknowns. We have asked people that live in that area to check their cameras if they have them, looking for anything unusual around the dates that this occurred.
You haven't had more cat killings, have you?
No. Once word got out, the community, especially in the area where this was happening, they really rallied. They put up signs. It took off on our Facebook page. There's been other pages that have shared it, and it seems like that has maybe contributed to the end of it, but we have no reason to believe that anything has happened since that weekend in September.
No particular leads on the perpetrator. All of that remains a mystery.
In a small town area, which Boonsboro definitely is, people do talk. And there have been some names floating around, some rumors. People have come forward to us with the same name often we get. And what we really need is we need more than a name. Unfortunately, we can't just go and ask for someone's DNA just because we got their name. We can't just go into their home and search for the blow dart guns just because we have a name. We need that evidence, whether it's, camera footage, text messages, photos, something. We need more than that.
It is DNA evidence on the blow darts that killed these cats?
Yeah, we have physical evidence, and we've retrieved the darts from the cats. So we do have DNA evidence, and we do plan to process it and test it against any samples that we get from suspects when and if we are able to interview them.
Because you want information, you're offering a reward. What is it?
So we started off with a $2,500 reward that was from the Humane Society of Washington County. And as the story grew and gained more attention, we are now offering a $10,000 reward. And that is with additional support from Show Your Soft Side, their animal cruelty department, and also from the Humane World for Animals, which used to be called the Humane Society of the United States. So we've got $5,000 that will go for information leading to the identification and charging of the suspect, and an additional $5,000 for the successful prosecution of that suspect. But $10,000 is a lot, especially today, and especially in an area like Boonsboro. We're hoping that someone talks.
Alison Pritchard, I hope you can find the perpetrator.
Thank you. We hope so too, and we're glad that the public is really rallied and are on our side and on the cat side and looking out for the little ones.
It's in your nature, baby, should've known. I thought I loved you, but I didn't know how. Think you've been lying to me all this time. Thought I could catch you in the crowd.
On the other side of the state, in Salisbury, on the eastern shore of Maryland, Mayor Randy Taylor last week wrote an open letter that the city was going to paint over the Pride crosswalks in downtown Salisbury. Art that had been created when Jake Day was mayor of the city. Day is now the Secretary of Housing and Community Development for the state of Maryland. On social media, Day characterized Mayor Taylor's letter as, and I quote, "Lot of words just to say you're a bigot. If there is more, we will be following."
I don't care if silence playing games today, but it ain't fair. The thought of you takes me away. No, I need air. Yeah, I think I got lost in my head again. Baby girl.
That's all for this episode. Be sure to check out our feature interview series that comes out Friday mornings. I Hate Politics is produced by me, Sunil Dasgupta, with support from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. I direct UMBC's political science program at the universities at Shady Grove in Montgomery County, where, among other things, we explore and learn about politics, government, and society close to home. Music for this episode comes from Montgomery County native and now DC-based singer-songwriter Kara Levchenko's two new single releases, Animal and Cosmic Love. You can find her and her music at karalevchenko.com. If you want to share your music on the show or know someone else who might want to, please email us at producer@ihppod.org. I hope you will subscribe and share the podcast as we bring you stories about politics close to you and to your home. See you next time.